Small is now spirited as the Grand i10 Nios comes with a turbo petrol engine option. Hyundai wants to offer something to the enthusiastic driver as he or she looks for a more peppy, more punchy and more thrilling daily commuting ride option. Does the Nios Turbo fit the bill? We're here to find out. Nios Turbo is based on the dual-tone Nios Sports, and so the car gets projector headlights with DRLs, a turbo badge on the blackened front grille, 15-inch alloys and a black roof. The rear, already peppered with badges, now gets one more badge, the turbo badge. Step inside and it's a familiar place with the emphasis on adding the red highlights on the AC vents, control knobs, stitchings and more. The cabin is clean and well appointed with a more than generous feature list that includes wireless phone charging and an 8-inch infotainment screen. Legroom for the rear passengers remains more than adequate, so no complaints there either. The Nios Turbo gets the same 1-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine that does the rounds in the Venue Turbo. Power is a little bit less, but the peak torque of 172 Nm is still the same. Because the Nios is a lighter, more compact car, the feel of the turbo perhaps is a little bit more in this car than the Venue. The 5-speed manual gearbox is very easy to manage. The gear shifts are precise and smooth, and the long gear band ratios means that you won't really have to work the gearbox, not even in city traffic conditions. The Nios Turbo can actually get a move on. Now, till about the 1000-1200 RPM rev band, it's still more Nios, less turbo, but once you cross that and once you do hit the 2000-2200 RPM mark, well, flat out, the Nios Turbo is really truly at home and will deliver the power you expect and you need from it. Now I have a flat out straight road without any traffic, so let's put this car to the test. I'm in second gear, the car is pulling at 60 and the RPM figure rev band was at 3000. Now I'm in the third gear, the car is still telling me to move on to the fourth, but clearly it's enjoying itself and so am I. Move it closer to the 70 kmph mark. You don't really have to engage the fourth, but I'd rather you do it. What I'm trying to show is that this car does not require you to constantly upshift or downshift because the rev bands are really large. So the more you stay in the lower rev range, the better turbo feel you'll extract from it. But in the interest of mileage and a longer engine life, of course, it's always recommended that you make the gear shifts as and when the car is telling you to do so. When you really push the Nios Turbo, there is a little bit of engine noise that seeps into the cabin. And while it's not really alarming, it is a bit on the rough side. And when you slow things down and tackle speed bumps like this one, there is that vibration, there is that little bit of discomfort that seeks to take the edge away from an otherwise fantastic ride and drive dynamics. The steering once again is on the lighter side, and I know a lot of people have been asking Hyundai to make steerings which are slightly heavier, which would offer more feedback. I personally prefer the steering exactly how it is because turns like the one I just made are easier to make, and city driving conditions, especially in start-stop traffic, well, this light steering makes the driving experience so much more convenient. But yes, on the flip side, when you're speeding and especially at triple-digit speeds, there is very less feedback that you can expect from this steering wheel, and that's a bit of a letdown. But there are prices to pay for something that's a little bit more convenient in city conditions. The Nios Turbo is a pocket dynamite. It offers the boost on open roads when you need it, and in city conditions, it's peppy enough to drive as it has always been. The ride quality also is par for the course. Now coming to the biggest Achilles heel of the car, well, that's in the price, because the Nios Turbo commands a lakh premium over the 1.2-litre Nios. Would I love to drive the car and own it? Yes. Would I pay that premium amount? I'm not very sure. What do you make of the Grand i10 Nios Turbo from Hyundai? Do let us know, and thank you so much for watching.